Roll call, roll call, roll call. Roll call, roll call, roll call. The Most High calling all the children of Israel.
Greeting.
Okay. How are you, Mike?
Yeah, everything is good.
Cool.
Thank you.
Cool.
How are you today?
Yeah. We're fine. We are really glad to be with you live and direct to present the Akashic, the blessed Akashic Records works. So it's an honor and a privilege to be with you and to be able to do this interview together. Blessed.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for the opportunity.
So we have started the show with two productions, one by Oku Onora and King Alpha, and the second one was by Bryce Iron and Fred Locks. So we have a few questions to ask. We would like you to present a little bit the label, the activities. When did you start? When did you come to reggae? How did you fall in the reggae kochi?
Yeah, sure thing. So this story goes back to around the year 1994. 1993, 1994 is when I first started to hear reggae music. I was living in Florida among some friends, and I was about 17 years old, and I first heard the music of Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, Burning Spear, Culture, Israel Vibration, and I was captivated. And in addition to the spiritual message that I heard, I started to learn about Rastafari, and that's how it started.
You have been touched by the reggae revelation very young, at 70s, you said. 17, sorry.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's true.
And how was the scene? So we have to say you are based in USA, in Seattle, isn't it?
I'm based in Atlanta. One of the organizations that I'm involved in, the Word Sound Power Collective, is based in Seattle, but I am based in Atlanta, Georgia.
In Atlanta, okay. So how was the scene in Atlanta when you were young, when you were 17 and when you were starting?
Yeah, so so when I first got into reggae, I was living in Florida, in Tampa, Florida, and then about a year later, I moved to Atlanta to go to college.
Okay.
And at that time, the reggae scene in Atlanta was flourishing. In addition to artists coming through from Jamaica and local artists as well, there was there was something called the Culture Center, which was a Rastafari center for cultural activities, including dances on most Friday and Saturday nights. And the first time I went to the Culture Center, my mind was absolutely blown. They were playing Jamaican reggae, they were playing dub, UK dub. I was just in heaven. I was blown away. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Mike. Mike, please, let me 1 minute to my brother. He's going to traduce a little bit for the French speaker. Please. Just a minute.
Please.
Thank you.
Ouais, alors comment résumer, en fait, Mike, il nous dit qu'il a découvert le reggae.
Okay, donc la scène battait son plein. So you were in the good conditions, and now we understand more the fruits of your work today.
Great.
Yes. So Mike, you manage Akashic Records, and your music is available on Bandcamp under the name iRoots. iRoots and Akashic Records are the same house?
Yeah, iRoots is a larger organization that includes Akashic Records, Blackheart Warriors, and some other USA labels and productions. We also, iRoots is an international distribution house for reggae music and dub music.
Okay.
And Akashic is my label underneath that. Yeah.
Okay, give thanks. Mike, I suggest we are going to listen to a big dub plate of your production, the one with Dub Judah and King Alpha, if you know what I mean. And
Yes.
just after, we come back together to pursue the
Carry on
reasoning.
with the show.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Thank you. Dub Judah, Akashic Records, ça se passe sur Keep on Skanking FMR 89.1 live and direct depuis Atlanta. Big up everyone. Akashic Records, The Plate.
Cityites, pay attention. Look after the earth, and the earth will look after you. Even the birds and the bees know what's going on. When the rain fall, in a fall on one man house top. See that? Prepare. Wake up, the city is falling down. Wake up, the city is falling down. Wake up, the city is falling down. Wake up, the city is falling down, 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 deep underground.
So we are with Mike. Mike, everything is Irie?
Yeah, everything is cool. Thank you.
Okay, Mike, great. So Matthias was wondering, he was telling me you work with a lot of different artists, and he said we just had a glimpse of your work by playing these few tunes, but you could tell us a bit more about what you do and the collaborations you do.
Sure. So as I was saying before, I started as a fan, as a listener of this music, and until today I'm a fan. So that's the place that I'm coming from. Mm-hmm. So somewhat of a amazing experience to go from fan to producer, working with artists that have been my heroes. Artists like Fred Lux, Tanastalin, even Sizzla, Oko Onura, and then, well, Idra Natural would be in that group as well. And then also working with artists who are my brethren, like Fakir Amlak, Ras Amlak, King Alpha, Bryce Zion, Rastio. So it's just been kind of amazing, and at times it feels surreal because it's like fulfilling my passion and my dream.
Ok, ouais, ce que nous dit Mike là, c'est qu'en fait, lui, il a commencé comme fan.
Yes, what a blessings, Mike, what a blessings. We can hear the blessings in the music.
Oh,
Give thanks.
Do you have another question, Matthias? Une autre question, peut-être?
Yes, I would like to focus on the works with Fikir Amlak too, because we have seen you have released 4 or 5 albums in less than 1 year, if I'm correct. So the energy seems to be really powerful. Is it the case?
Yeah. At times it's almost like we have to keep a lid on the energy from those brethren. If there was no such thing as the music industry and the reality of finances and the ability of the market to accept music, we would have 2 more albums out, next week, and 2 more albums out later in the year. And it's just you're right. It's a very powerful combination, and I'm very happy to be a part of it.
Yes, we feel it, and we benefit also with these works. For us, it is a real upliftment. C'est pour ça que je voulais faire vraiment cette émission, pour que vous puissiez vous intéresser à ce label qui s'appelle Akashic Records et qui fait un travail, ma foi, fort remarquable. Et c'est très profond, ça revient de loin. Il y a énormément de gens qui sont impliqués dans ce projet. Donc à étudier Akashic Records. Mike, I suggest we are going to listen to the part three of the Dub Judah. And after we come back a last time for two others question, and we will okay for this time. Okay?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Cityites, pay attention. Look after the earth, and the earth will look after you. Even the birds and the bees know what's going on. When the rain fall, in a fall on one man house top. See that? Prepare. Wake up, the city is falling down.
Akashic Records, Dub Plate, Dub Judah, King Alpha. Vous n'oubliez, big up my give thanks. Et on est en train, we are listening to Akashic Records production. On est en train d'écouter la production d'Akashic. Nous avons deux autres questions parce que le temps passe vite. We have two questions, Mike, and the time pass quickly. The first question would be about spirituality, you know, because we are listening to a big spirituality in your music and all the artists avec lesquels tu...
All the artists with who you work.
Yes, all those artists works in the same sense, in the same direction, and it is like Akashic would be a kind of hub who centralize and organize those energy. Could you tell us about spirituality and about your vision of reggae?
Question.
Sorry, King. It's just reasoning. It's just for philosophy, you know? Cool.
I'd like to answer it in parts and stop me if you want to do some translation, all right? Because I know it's important for the Frenchites to hear this. Okay, so even before I was a student of reggae, I was a student of spirituality. Mm-hmm. That started young, about 13 years old. Mm-hmm. And I always had a sense that there was a common science to all religions, to all what we call science, mm-hmm. in terms of what we learn in school, in all spirituality. I just had this sense that there was a master key that could unlock those answers.
How do you say, please?
And
you say unlock?
A master key to unlock.
Sorry.
Unlock, to unlock the door.
Yes, a master
to those
key
mysteries.
To unlock the doors, yes.
Yeah. So I studied broadly across the world religions: Taoism, Buddhism, mystical Christianity, mystical Judaism, mystical schools of Islam and Sikhism. And then, as I mentioned, I came in contact with reggae music. I came in contact with Rastafari. Mm-hmm. And that was a big moment for me because I didn't understand it. And I sensed that it was part of this story. So then I began to study His Majesty's life, His Majesty's works, his political vision, and his spiritual vision.
Yes.
And I came to the conclusion that what the Rastafari were saying was true.
Yes.
And without going too far to what that means, I'll say that it made the scriptures come alive, and it made my life complete and fulfilled. Mm-hmm. So, what that means to me is that all the religions are correct. All the God-men that have walked this earth are really part of the same spiritual science that we all have access to. Yeah. So that's the beginning of the answer. Yeah.
Yes.
D'accord. Alors, ouais, c'est déjà pas mal.
Thank you, Mike.
C'était assez dense, mais en gros, Mike nous explique qu'il s'est intéressé à la spiritualité.
Yes, Mike. About that, please, could you define us and explain us what does mean Akashic Records? Akashic Records is a big concept, and please, could you explain us about that more precisely? Akashic Records, the meaning, the proper meaning of the term.
Yes. So the phrase Akashic Records comes from the Sanskrit word Akash, meaning air or ethers. And that term, that word Akash or Akasha, was later phrased into the term Akashic Records by the Theosophists, which were a group of, a spiritual group, yes. Maybe a generation ago. And the term Akashic Records I also saw referenced in the Aquarian Gospel of Jesus, which is reported to be the story of Jesus' life that is not in the Bible. So the Akashic Records themselves are a perfect record of all phenomenon, past, present, and future, that's accessible to human beings in a higher state of consciousness. It's, yeah.
Akashic, please,
yeah.
Alex, could you...
Can you explain?
So this...
Yes, j'expliquerai.
Yeah, so one last thing.
Yes, please, sorry.
This record, if we were to access this record,
yes, I understand.
The time-space continuum between past, present, and future would be revealed. And that's where all prophecy, deja vu, future vision, intuition comes from.
Yeah. So, thank you very much, Mike, to light up this point. Yes, it's very interesting. I'm going to try to explain a little bit in French. Alors, les Akashic Records, en fait, ça Akashic, ça vient d'un mot sanskrit. Donc voilà. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. Thank you for the patience and the teachings. I was inviting the people to do their own research too on this point, because it is actually really significant spiritually. So I have to say thank you very much for your time and your involvement in Keep on Skanking tonight with us.
Okay, Mike.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. Really appreciate that.
I'm sorry. I wanted to play Selassie Are Great by Fikir Amlak, but it will be next week. Next week, I will ask a little extra to play this one and present the last album, King Alpha, Fikir Amlak on Akashic Records. And we stay ever available and over motivated to spread all info that you need. We can spread that in our small region, in our local community. Spread the word, the sound, and the power.
Give thanks.
Give thanks.
Yeah.
Give thanks a lot, Mike. And the next tune is by Iwaria, the tune called Moving On. Big up, Mike. À très bientôt. Au revoir. Merci beaucoup.
Blessings.
Bye.
Eyes is eye. Yeah, more fire in the love with it. More love within the fire. And yeah, slash blaze up the fire.
Ok, 05 61 580, c'est maintenant 2 places à gagner pour le Dub Circus. 2 places à gagner pour le Dub Circus au Bikini début janvier. Julien, c'est quand 11 janvier au Bikini. Blackboard Jungle Sound System 4 Scoop, Watts Attack Sound System 4 Scoop, Redline 4 Scoop, Redline Sound System Résident, Big Works, Toulouse, Positive, Family. On en profite pour saluer les High Lion Sound, la magnifique session qui s'est déroulée ce week-end à Axis. Merci beaucoup pour les travaux. Merci beaucoup pour tout l'amour que vous diffusez. Jalove, coup de projecteur, Light It Up, Blackboard Jungle Dubzine, ça vient de sortir, c'est sorti jeudi, c'est sorti des presses de chez Selecta Tomate de Dub Inspector. Franchement, ça c'est du beau travail artisanal qu'on ne peut que recommander, c'est fait vraiment avec amour, en 100 exemplaires, un format super original. Et du coup, semaine prochaine, on fait quelque chose là-dessus, hein, avec Mighty Gilux, Simbad, Selecta Tomate, semaine prochaine, Blackboard Jungle. Tja love, keep on skanking. Thank you again, Mike B, Akashic Records, avec qui on a eu l'honneur de pouvoir partager ce bon moment. Et il y a surtout, il y a une place qui est partie là déjà pour le Dub Circus. Donc c'est maintenant, faut se dépêcher, il reste 9 minutes. Une place à gagner pour le Dub Circus, Blackboard Jungle Sound System, Redline Sound, Watts Attack. Il y a 16 coupes en tout dans la danse, ça se loupe pas. L'acoustique aux petits oignons, les family vibes dans une salle quand même relativement grande. Donc franchement, Dub Circus, Dub Circus. Ok, la dernière place, c'est terminé les amis. C'est terminé, c'est parti comme des petits pains. Les places pour le Dub Circus. Attention, ça va encore rooster. Ça va rooster cette affaire. Dub Circus, 11 janvier. Blackboard Jungle. Watts Attack, Redline Sound. 16 coupes dans la danse, ça se loupe pas. C'est pas cher en plus, franchement c'est pas cher. Ils font un super bel effort. Give thanks one and all. Et on va, tiens, celle-là on se la repasse pour les tops, Oku Onora, King Alpha, Akashic Records.
Yesterday I said Bongo man, Congo man, Dread I, Rastafari, Roots. I talked about Garvey, Pan-Africanism, Socialism, Nkrumah, Ghana, Nyerere, Tanzania, Castro, Cuba, Liberation, struggle. Yesterday you said Bongo man, Congo man, primitiveness, dread, outrageous, ignorant, roots, foolishness, Garvey, no big thing. Pan-Africanism, socialism, irrelevant. Nkrumah, Ghana, Nyerere, Tanzania, Castro, Cuba, catastrophe. Liberation from what? Struggle, subversive. Today, I say what I said yesterday. Today you say Bongo man, Congo man, Dread, I, Rastafari, religious culture. Garvey the greatest, Pan-Africanism, socialism, relevant. Nkrumah, Ghana, Riri, Tanzania, Castro, Cuba, phenomenon. Liberation from neocolonialism and capitalism.
Vous n'oubliez pas, ça se passe également ce samedi 15 il me semble. Samedi 15 c'est à l'usine à musique avec Local Bass, si je dis pas de bêtises. Local Bass, big up.
What I said yesterday. Tomorrow, will you say what you said today or what you said yesterday?
Yes, merci à toutes et à tous d'avoir été à l'écoute encore une fois. Keep on skanking.